All right, good morning, class. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. It's the 18th. So the first things I want to mention are to make sure you're caught up with the lecture from Thursday and Friday's assignment, just so that you've already started the refugee unit. So we're going to get into it this week. It'll be great. So number two, if you're wondering about your grade, I mean, a lot of you are looking at the Schoology grade, and while I like Schoology is putting stuff, Schoology is not how I'm grading. I'm using the student viewer synergy, or however you want to call it. So that should be the accurate grade. So if you have questions about that, email me. Also, I want to mention that next week is Memorial Day. So this weekend, which is in 4 days, seems like it's a long ways away, 3 days. So I'm keeping that in mind. So you got a 3-day weekend. Anyways, here are your tasks today. Number one, complete the 2 billion miles interactive video. So it was made in 2015. It was made from, I think, what is it, Channel 4 or whatever in the UK. So it has a very Eurocentric perspective, but still, I think it sheds some light into the refugee journey of leaving the country and going to a different country and maybe going to a refugee camp. So give that a shot. Give it a try more than once. And if you refresh the page, you'll start off in a new country. I think it's pretty interactive. So not exactly a choose your own adventure, but still somewhere along there. And number two, complete the preceding discussion post on the video, and you'll have to respond to one classmate. So it'll be that. And also, we're beginning the unit project today, which I will explain right now. So the unit project, it isn't terribly long, it isn't terribly bad, I promise, but you are going to be writing. So you're going to be researching and write about a refugee crisis in world history. So just as I mentioned in the first lecture, there have been numerous refugee crises in history, either from civil war, maybe the end of a war, economic turmoil in a country, political turmoil in a country. So you'll have a list there, but it's going to be 200 to 300 words, one page. And I'm always welcome to more than 300 words. So if you want to do that, be my guest. But it's 200 to 300 words. You're going to be citing two sources, and you're going to be addressing the following: the causes of that refugee crisis, the number of people who left the country, where they went to, and the effects of the crisis in the home nation. So, where they left, for example, Iraq, and the host nation, for example, I don't know, Germany, right? So if you look closely, and if you want to budget your wording pretty well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what? 50 words per topic. You could do that. Let me show you a little bit more here. So the project is due the 28th, so you've got 10 days, including today. Like I said, you should be addressing the causes of the crisis, the people who left, maybe their typical journeys, where they left to, and the effects of the crisis on the country and host countries. So here are other questions to consider. Here's the grading rubric. So if you want an A in the paper, 90 to 100%, make sure it's one page. There are minimal spelling errors, grammatical errors, addresses details about the causes, the people who left, where they went to, effects of the crisis, and you give at least two sources. And I don't really care if they're an MLA. You can give me the URL. It's totally fine. I'm not going to be a stickler this time. C, as you can see, these are the requirements. You write one page, there's some errors, but you leave out a couple of details, and you give at least one source. All right. And here is your list of potential events and nations: the partition of India, Bangladesh Liberation War, the Venezuelan refugee crisis, the Syrian civil war, the Indochina refugee crisis, so on and so on. So as you can see, they take place all over the decades of the latter half of the 20th century, the 40s, the 70s, the 90s, in the 80s, and of course the present. So the ones with these 3 asterisks, those are the easiest to research if you're feeling lazy. So you can choose those. And here's a tip for you. Whichever event or nation you're researching, just make sure you research that event first, get a general understanding of it, and then the refugees of that country. So for example, if you're gonna choose the Iraq War, you read a little bit about the Iraq War, maybe watch a YouTube video, and then refugees of Iraq, and that's where you'll get your information from. So that's a tip for you. And meanwhile, you guys have 17 school days left. 17 school days. It's crazy to think about, but we're getting closer and closer. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Email me, message me. I know some of you have, and I'm a little backed on that, but I'll get to you. Be patient. I promise. So, yeah, have a great day.